Hey, appreciate you guys tuning back in to another quick hitter. This is Jimmy Stein from Locked On Bama. Just talking about another kid that's going to be visiting this upcoming weekend, big visit weekend. Lots of guys that are strong Alabama leans. Hey, some people don't even know this rule. There's only so many official visits you can offer to kids. Off the top of my head, I think it's 50. Uh, but that's critical. That means that you're only bringing in your 50 most important targets. I mean, you don't generally bring in kids on official visits unless you're very serious about them, and vice versa. As you know, the kids only get 5 official visits. So anytime there's a prospect making an official visit, it's a big deal. It means Alabama's serious about them. It means that they're serious about Alabama. So any kid that officially visits, whether you're talking about Arch Manning or these other kids that we're talking about this week, I mean, they're serious candidates to be part of Alabama's signing class. So here's a guy that you probably haven't heard a whole lot about, but he's big time, and he'll be visiting this weekend, and it's very realistic that he could end up in Alabama's class, and that's a tackle from Brockton, Massachusetts, Thayer Academy, which is a smaller program in terms of we're not talking about a kid that plays against premium competition. We're going to talk a lot about that here. This is a tackle named Samson Okunlola. Okunlola, Okunlola, or Okunlola. Let's go with Samson. Samson is big, real big kid, 6'5", 300 pounds. He looks typical of an elite tackle prospect, exactly kind of what you'd expect when you see his national ranking. This is a national 5-star in the On3 consensus. He's ranked 16th in the country. As you know, the On3 consensus, that's when they take the On3 ranking, the Rivals ranking, the ESPN ranking, and the 24/7 ranking, give each a 25% weight, and then there's your On3 consensus. And we believe it should be the national standard. But 16th in the nation, that makes him a 5-star and a real premium prospect, the number 3 offensive tackle in the country per the On3 consensus. So this is a big-time recruit, a big-time kid. And despite the fact he's playing in Massachusetts, goes to Thayer Academy, ranked that highly, it looks to me like he's sorted down to 3 schools: Michigan State, Alabama, and Miami. Maybe not the 3 you'd expect for a kid from Massachusetts that's this highly recruited, but those are his favorites. Those are the only 3 official visits he has planned at this point. Might be a Michigan State leans, already been to Michigan State, making his second visit to Alabama this upcoming weekend. We'll visit Miami a little later. So what kind of player is he? Well, he's what you would imagine. He's very powerful. For a guy who's built like a natural pass protector, he's very good in the run game. He's very athletic, and he plays hard. Unfortunately for the small kids and his that make up the majority of his opposition, he plays hard. He doesn't just get his guy blocked. I mean, it's a pancake most of the time. He gets this guy to the ground. He gets to the second and even the third level effortlessly. He plays both sides of the ball. He plays some defense. He's very active as a defensive tackle. He's even a pretty decent pass rusher, of course, in that league where he can more easily get to the quarterback. So this is a physical player that's athletic, and he plays hard. A negative, and it's not really a negative, it's just a statement. He just doesn't play against good competition. I think for you guys out here, it's just a little maybe easy for you to imagine this would be a 1A player in Alabama. I mean, in terms of who he plays against, this is a 1A player, maybe a 2A player. And even though he's built and looks like the prototypical elite national blue chip tackle, he's not playing against good players. That doesn't mean that he's overrated. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means, hey, this is the league he plays in. Someone with his size and natural athletic ability is probably a dominant player even at the 7A level in Alabama. If he played at Thompson or Prattville or Daphne or one of the big programs in Alabama, he's probably just as good as he looks playing for Thayer Academy and Massachusetts. I think an issue is just going to be there's a substantial learning curve for guys who have been blocking, players that look like me in high school, and now he's going to be in the SEC. He's got to block Will Anderson. It takes some time. He's got to learn to rely on technique. He's got to learn how to play against big, fast kids, and then make that mental adjustment of, hey, now the fastest kid he's blocked in his high school days is not fast enough to play in the SEC. The biggest kid he's played against in Massachusetts is not big enough to play in the SEC. So that's the kind of adjustment it's going to make. So this is a guy, it would be surprising, though not unheard of, but surprising if he just showed up in Tuscaloosa, for instance, and was a great player as a true freshman. I think that's something you more likely see from kids from IMG, kids who've played 7A football in Alabama or big time, in Atlanta or Dallas, kids or South Florida playing against premium competition. Those guys show up more ready. I think with Samson it could take a while, but gosh, what a great prospect. It's all about the clay, right? It's about can this guy be good enough? And the answer with him, he can be good enough to do things like be a first round pick and play on Sundays. That's how good he can be, and he's going to show up with this great clay that can be molded. So that's why he's ranked where he's ranked, and that's why Alabama's going to really want this kid. And his official visits this weekend, it's something that could realistically happen. So thanks for watching this quick hitter on Locked On Bama. Please remember to subscribe, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube. Really appreciate everybody that's a fan of the show.